Shell catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that? You put switches up on your blinkies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that? I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that? You got face stones and nobody watch you, how you did that? You hear some skeletons in your closet, why you did that? How you yelling slash slash, how I kill a cat, yeah. Hopping around in the two to make back pillows in the back. Too many rounds in the Philly, AK, someone gon' get wet. How you gon' get me when you still on me, how you gon' do that? Snatch a Ruger bag, give a nigga yak attack.
Called cops. We'll talk to the cops. We like cops.
You called the police?
I'm calling the police, okay?
Wait, is that a good idea to call the police?
It's vegan sippy. This ain't about me. It's more like, why the child? So I'm doing what I have done a year and a half. My son have been working and going to college for a year and a half. He didn't want to be on his SSI. He want to work a real job. So my son is being a man. Now, let me just say this. Let me tell my story. Then if she want to come up, she could leave and I'm gone. Because I'm not coming up here with her because I have other business I gotta take care of dealing with this stuff, you know.
Okay.
All right. So I do the same thing I've been doing for a year and a half. I go out, get ready to pick up my son from work. The store closes at 11 o'clock. It's about 11:15, 11:20. All right. I'm pulling up. I've already been there. I'm there, 11 o'clock. You know, it takes time for them to finish up and then they'll come on out. Well, as I'm driving in, a black truck comes behind me and the horn honks and then they park right beside me. Now, I'm going to say there was an African dude in the car with her. He didn't know what nothing was. He was confused by the whole situation. He totally confused. I'm going to be honest.
So, BS, let me ask you a question. I'm going to let you finish. So all of this happened outside of Walmart, not inside.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead. Go
ahead.
Okay.
So, and I'm at the front. I'm in the handicap spot, you know. She parks directly beside me. Like I said, when the horn honk, I look to the side and there she go right there. And so I did say, "Are you following me?" I didn't even get out the car. I said, "Are you following me?" And she was like, "Girl, you know." And I'm like, "Why all that fever?" You know, I was like, okay. And I said, no, because my son, he's actually practicing drive. He could drive. He has his license and stuff, you know, so sometimes we drive at night, sometimes we drive at day. You know, I don't let him drive all the time, but I still want him to be able to handle himself eventually, you know, where he can just drive on his own. And I said, I said, I'm finna drive. Let's switch sides. You know, so now I'm finna get back in the driver's seat. And I told my son to get in the passenger because he was about to drive. We were doing our practicing. And so as I back out and get ready to leave out, she runs to the front of the Walmart. Okay. Because at this point, I guess they see Walmart's closed. It's closed. So instead of her coming back, you know, it's like she did a double. It's like she went there. The African dude came back. Then she went back. But the African dude got back in the car and he crunked it up and she stayed up there. So he drove up and I saw her on the phone. And me, if I see somebody who acting like they so scared that this man got to drive up to get you and you on the phone, I said, oh no, let me go and call the police. I ain't going out like that. And you ain't finna say I'm bothering you when I didn't do anything to you. The store is closed. It's 11:20. Why are you at Walmart? If you go to a Walmart parking lot and it's empty, it was probably literally 10 cars in the park at the whole parking lot. It was empty. You know it's closed.
Yeah, I was actually at Walmart 5 minutes to 11. It was half empty, but I had to run in and get some stuff.
But this is beyond 11 o'clock. It ain't even like the 10:59, and they'll let you run in and come out. No, I've been doing the same thing. I watch how they'll shut the doors down. And the people try to grind the door open, do all this weird shit to get in. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw her do that, I got in my truck and I pulled over and I said, well, hell, at this point, can I get a police officer up here? I need to make a report. They said, report for what? I said, there's a young lady up here. I said, my son is at work. I'm picking him up. I'm here all the time. The store's been closed. I was like, they came up behind me. I was here first. You could look at the camera. See, all this could be looked at from the cameras. They parked right on. What's the odds that you park right on side of me and you hump the horn? I mean, do this make sense? Like, come on.
I'm listening.
So when I called police, when she said, she kept saying, I'm calling 911. I'm calling, like, trying to scare me. But it was too late. I had already been on the phone because I'm like, I'm not going to play this game no more. I'm going to be smart this time. And so when she realized I was on the phone with the police, Jay Wilson, this girl then finally called the police and started screaming, I'm being followed. This girl been following me for 3 years. She's harassing me. She on YouTube. She on YouTube talking about me. She got a car full of guns. Then she said, she said she got a car full of, and she's still on probation. And I'm just looking at this bitch at this point. So then by this time, I did skip over one little thing. I was on the phone, and before she went into a panic mode, she realized that she couldn't get a reaction out of me. This is right before that. She came all up to me, this close to my face.
Well, I saw that on the video, and of course, I had to be messy. I said, VS said that she was still. I said she act like she done went to kung fu school and went to the Himalayas and got on calm. But you did say
my hands
that
behind my back.
Yes, I did hear that.
The whole time. And
so, VS, you think because all of this stuff that happened at the IHOP, now people are trying to get at you? Because one big thing that I did say, I did not hear your side of the story, and I only reported from what I heard from her when I went over to hear from what you had to say. So people don't understand that, you've got to get away from that probation. And again, you don't want nothing. Well, I know you're off of it, but my thing is, I was telling the people it was only a year and a half, and I'm like, that may be different from somebody who had probation 6 years ago. So, you don't ever want to continue to have people coming up, and it seems like these people are trying to just come up to do some things, because I was asking questions. I'm like, were they in the Walmart? So what you're saying is you were waiting for your son. They pulled up right beside you, blew the horn. Okay. Wow. So because she was on Tracy's channel just screaming, hollering, acting crazy. And so
that's
again, I'm like,
with the police. That's how she
so I got a question, VS. So do you think that now, and you can say whatever you want on YouTube because you got a channel, but I do know that you mentioned that you were with someone that she was involved with. And so, yeah, that's some deep stuff. So
but I didn't know this. So when I first got on probation, I'm not gonna say how I met the guy, but I met this guy.
Okay.
All right. We linked up. It was a beautiful thing. A cool dude, like, really cool. So I would go out and visit him all the time. We had a great time. We would, buy gifts for each other. He would cook me breakfast. I mean, he lived in a beautiful neighborhood. It just gave me a different outlook on locations in Maryland, because I'm just being honest. I'm not used to seeing a neighborhood just full of big, beautiful townhomes, like rich areas, and it's only Black people. But I was told that area is full of money, but it's Black people, Black people with money. So to me, it gave me inspiration, because I be looking at how white people do, and I said, wow, my people can do this too. That's the kind of level I want to be on. And that's what made me look at him even higher. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always about the looks and the dick and all this stuff. I was looking at him like, this brother got it going on. He got 2 jobs. He's not married. He got 1 child. He got his vehicles. I mean, it's good to see a man, got his shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Are you all still cool?
Yeah, I would. Okay. I mean, I could try to call him now, but I don't know if he's asleep.
Well, I wouldn't do that, VS, but I understand. So let me get back, because I people already, how they beat me up over here, talking about something. You always getting off the topic. So my thing is, so what happened? Because my thing is, I was saying that if VS really did that, she would probably be locked up right now. I mean, knowing how close her probation, I know you're not on probation now, but knowing how close. Yeah.
I've been
So,
off a year
but
and a half ago.
yeah, but so what did the police officer say to you, and how did this end?
Okay. So after I put my hands behind my back and she did the thing, the African dude she was with was panicked. So at
Mm-hmm.
this point, he went from trying to stop the situation and to trying to protect her. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "We ain't bothering you. We ain't what talking to African talk." And I'm like, I was just looking at him. I was like, "You don't know." I said, "You don't know what's going on." He said, "Yes, I do. We weren't bothering you." And I said, "You don't know." I'm just straight trying to tell him, "You don't know." And I'm not gonna explain to no African booty scratcher, nigga. I don't know you. I ain't have to
Mm-hmm.
like just get on because I really want him away from me. So now he in
Mm-hmm.
protect mode for her. But
Mm-hmm.
protect mode for what? When my hands behind my back. My son
Mm-hmm.
never got the car. Okay. So after that happened, I got back on the phone. My son
Mm-hmm.
never got the car. Okay. So after that happened, I got back on the phone. The dispatcher said, "Ma'am, I need her name." They asked me her name. I gave her real name because I do know her. Y'all keep using this Kiki name and all this. Her name is Erica. Okay. So if she could call me Susie, I should be able to call her Erica. Okay.
Okay.
So
A lot of Erica's been doing a whole lot. Okay, go ahead.
so I get back in the car. I hear her now, just now over and over again. She got a car full of guns. She got a car. Now I'm looking over at my son. And you know, my son has a relaxed face, but I could feel his spirit. So I began to talk to him. I said, "Lynn, relax, baby. It's gonna be okay." Here go my bank card. I said, "You Uber yourself home and you call these two numbers." He said, "Okay." I said, "Now you relax." I just kept telling him, "Relax. It's okay." I said, "This is all good, baby. It's all good." So, you know, my son is like real stone faced. It could be something popping off and he's like, you know, he's not going to tell you he's wrecked. It'll come down later. So this is the reason why either, you know, when he got the tub or whatever, or in the morning, we're going to talk. So I could, you know, so we could smooth this out because I don't want him
Mm-hmm.
holding stuff in. All right. So back to the story. So after I was able to relax him, I tried to call a couple of people, you know, let them know, hey, make sure the kid's good. Make sure the kid's good. I hear this woman steady screaming that same shit. The dispatcher did tell me 3 police officers come. I said, "Ma'am, I have a black son in here. My son has a disability. I'm hearing this girl keep screaming, I have guns. I have no guns, ma'am. I'm not on probation. I'm telling them I'm not on probation, ma'am. I have no guns, ma'am." She said, "Listen, I've already advised them you have no weapons. You have nothing to worry about." She said, "But you have to relax. Don't react. You have to relax." I said, "Yes, ma'am." But I think she could feel like I was kind of starting to get
Mm-hmm.
loud. You know what I'm saying? She said, "Relax." And so I tried to be calm. So at that moment, 3 police officers, I mean, they ran up, you know, in their cars. They came up just like she said they would. One walked up. I did this because really I want them to talk to me first. I ain't gonna lie. So when one, you know, one was here. One was in front of me, one was here, and one was behind both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the one came up, I raised my hand, and he said, he pointed to them. He said, like, "You gonna talk to that one, I'm gonna talk to her." So I got out of my car. The police officer was so respectful, so nice. Oh my God. He said, "Ma'am, what's going on?" I said, "The first thing I want to say, my son in the car right there, he's disabled. We have no guns. My son is in that car. I don't want nothing to happen to my son. He just got off work." He said, "Nothing's gonna happen to him. It's okay." So then I began to get relaxed. I said, "I'm a disabled veteran." You know, so you know, you baby, you know, now you gotta tell people your disabilities from the get-go, you know.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
I understand.
yeah, I said my son
In
works.
this climate, yeah, you better. Yeah.
Mhm. I said, my son works here. I'm doing the same thing I do every day for a year and a half. I'm picking him up. I said, this store been closed at 11 o'clock. It's 11:20 now. I said, while I was parking, this black car came behind me and honked the horn and parked right next to me. And I said, this is somebody who I was in a situation with about 3 years ago. I said, I feel like she's following me. He said, was there any fighting? I said, no, sir. He said, did you say anything to her? I said, yes, sir, I did. He said, what did you say? I said, oh, you following me? And I said, you following me? And then he said what she said, you know, and I said, she said, she act like she didn't even say no, I'm not following. It was more, she was like, girl, you know, like you that bitch. I'm just like, why all the fever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, after I told him that, he said, okay, you stay right here, don't move. I stood right there. Now both of them went over there talking to her. I can hear, because we're literally maybe like 10 feet from each other. This woman had YouTube videos pre-ready for them to hear. The first one she had was me saying, you've been running for 3 years. Now that whole live I did with Treasure Lane, out that whole video, you're going to pull out 3 seconds saying, you've been running for 3 years. And so the police was like, okay. You're like, what else? She then pulls out the part saying, you want a threesome? So I'm sitting back. And at this point, I don't even have the energy to pull up YouTube videos of her. At this point, I ain't giving a fuck. I'm just calm. Like, I'm feeling peace. I'm feeling calm. Like, it was no fear. It was no anxiety, Jay Wilson. It was nothing. It was just calm and peaceness all over my body. I felt cool, you know. But then, you know, after they watched the videos, they both, now one police officer, he eventually left because like, I think they got a call saying it was like a robbery or something happened. So one police said, you know, that's how I knew this wasn't going to go in her favor, because one police officer was like, all right, I'm out. You know, he left, you know. So the two went over to each other and they talked. Then one came to me, he said, well, let me get your license to make sure, you know, everything's clean. Because she keeps saying, you on probation. She on paper. She can't do this. She on YouTube. The man go into the car. He must have ran my shit. He got out the car, walked up to me. He handed me my license. He said, ma'am, you're free to leave. No crime has been committed. Y'all just stay away from each other. You gonna go home. You take care. You have a good night. I said, thank you, sir. I got in my car. I went home.
So VS, what is
and about time I made it home, I had already got a phone call saying she was live telling people about the damn story.
So all I can say is, if you feel that your rights were violated, then you should do something about it. I don't know if you are or not, but that's all I'm saying about it. I appreciate you coming over. Y'all, me and VS have not seen eye to eye.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all that. But VS, you said you are a changed person and you learned a lot. And it seems like you have. I've seen some things, but it is what it is. It's YouTube. And if you gonna come and make your coin. You know, I've always been about the coin. But I am going to watch. And I don't think it's right. And Kiki, if you want to come up at some point in time, you really can, because again, I would love to hear what you had to say, but I didn't hear Susie or VS stutter one time. The story seemed like it was plausible. And if she was really doing what you said she was doing, she would be in jail. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't pull them tapes at Walmart.
It's very good. I get it like a lot. Like, I love this soap. They have different flavors and everything. This soap is like $9. We went out. Okay, the mall is closed. I can't get nothing from the mall, so shit. I'm about to go get me some of this expensive damn soap. Not mine. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just what it is. So, and the soap is very good. Look it up. It's like $9. So I was like, okay, stop at Walmart. I need to get me some more soap. You know, I wanted my soap for free. And the parking lot's pretty clear. So he pulls in next to this white truck. I don't know why he pulled in that spot instead of going straight, but whatever, he pulled in. So we get out and I'm walking and this car is backing out and like coming towards me. So I move over like to the left, right? To people. So someone opens the door and I keep walking because I don't have no business with this person, whoever it is at this point. I don't even know. So I hear, you Kiki? So I turn around and look like, who the F is that? Because I ain't really been going by Kiki. You know, when you change your behavior and you change your attitude, you change your life, you know, certain things that are attached to you when you're in a bad space, you remove those things. So you don't identify with that anymore. So I haven't had nobody calling me Kiki, like for real, in a long time in real life. So I looked and then I was like, I know you lying. That's what I'm thinking to myself. And so she said, yeah, you Kiki. And I just looked and kept walking, right? So I walked into the store and I walked past the first door and then I walked up to the second door. You know, Walmart have 2 doors. You walk in and then they have the baskets and then you see another door. The second door was closed and it was a man there. He said, we closed. I said, y'all closed? I'm confused because, you know, I am from Houston and Walmart does not close. I'm normally not even out that late, but it's just the fact that Baltimore, it took us like 2 hours because traffic and all that kind of stuff. So we came back late and plus we ate. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we're about to walk back out. And I'm like, I know how she is. I know she's trifling. I know she's ready to start some stuff. So I told the dude, I was like, you know what? I don't even want to walk by her car. I said, that lady's crazy. He's like, who is that? What's going on? Who is that? And I was like, she's just a crazy person. Because I'm not going to tell people all about the YouTube life and all that kind of stuff. So he said, just walk that way and I'll pick you up. And I said, okay, cool. So I started walking down the side of Walmart and I stood there. And then he drove, started driving towards me. She gets in her truck, drives in front of him, stops the truck and jumps out, goes to her passenger side, opens the door, pulls her son out of the car and says, this is my son. This is my son.
Oh my God. So are you serious?
Yeah. I'm like, yes, nobody's following you. And then she says, you following me, bitch. You following me, bitch. You stalking me. You stalking me. I said, at this point, I think you're following me. You're the one saying that you saw me on my way to work and I didn't see you. You're the one telling me about somebody in Maryland that I had dealings with that I don't even know why y'all are talking about me. If you're in a relationship with that guy, why the hell y'all talking about me? So I'm like, girl, ain't nobody stalking you. You need to get it together. She runs around to the side of his truck, to the side of the dude that I'm with, and starts yelling, oh, you don't know the history. You don't know the history. She's following me and my son. She's following me. My son is disabled. My son is disabled. Girl.
Oh my God. That like, sounds like her. I believe it.
Yeah, so I'm like, so then she starts taking pictures of the license plate. So I start taking pictures of her license plate. And then she said, I'm calling the cops. I said, well, I'm not about to leave the scene and you call the cops and then I get a knock on my door with some false allegations. I'm going to call the cops too because you're in my face and you're stalking me. And I'm going to let them know who you really are. So right there, the cops come. They come up.
Okay, hold on. Okay, do I have a moderator in the chat?
You're dumbass. I'm from Houston, Texas. I was raised in Houston, Texas, and I've always said that. And when I first met Tracy, I had a Houston, Texas number. I don't have to lie about nothing. I don't have to lie. I don't have to be on here and lying. I'm just putting my side of the story out there because YouTube likes to write its own history and its own story. And I'm not that girl that I used to be. And I'm going to tell my story and that's it. And then y'all not going to see me no more. That's just that.
Let me ask you something. Why was she talking about that there was weapons? You said there were weapons in the car. That don't even sound right.
I'm not saying it was weapons in the car. So when the
or GUNS, we got to spell. We can't say that word because they won't monetize it if we say that word right out. So we can spell it GUNS if you said that.
Yeah, so the cops came to me and I said, listen, I don't know what she's telling y'all. I said, but I came here to Walmart. She happened to be here. I didn't even know that was her. She jumped out of her vehicle at me and she came up in my face. And then the cop said, are there any weapons? Oh, I'm sorry. Are there any artillery, whatever? And I said, I don't know what she has in her vehicle. She's known to carry those type of things. She's done it before. The last time that I met up with her, she beat someone down and she also was screaming that she had something in her car. So I don't know what's in her car.
Okay.
That's what I said. Then I said, as a matter of fact, I don't know if she's trying to press false charges on me, trying to say that I'm stalking, but at this point, because she's jumping out of her vehicle and stopping me from going because I was leaving, I would like to press charges on her. Yes, I would. Put her ass back in the jail. Put her ass, I said it right now, right here, today. I don't give a fuck. If you that big old and you jumping out at me, then take your ass back in there with the rest of the animals. That's where you need to be.
Okay. So then she said you played a video and it was saying I've been waiting 3 years. Did you play a video?
I played the video where she was on Mother's live where she was like, "Oh, you've been running for me for 3 years. Yeah, you've been running for me." So I played that video to the cops to let them know that she's saying she's been after me for 3 years. If I'm running, somebody's chasing me, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If I'm running, somebody's chasing me. So don't say I set her up. She's always setting herself up. She's always setting herself up. So she's over there talking to the cops, her hands behind her back like this. Yes, I'm upset. I'm mad. This woman just got in my face. This woman just stopped me from going. This woman just jumped in front of me in front of the vehicle. This woman just jumped out. I didn't know what she had in her car. This woman just pulled her son out. This woman is crazy. This woman is known to be crazy. The last time I saw her, she traumatized me to beat this lady up and was running to the car talking about she was going to go get something. Yes. Lock her ass up. I'm not going to be in my town. I can't go to Walmart. I can't go to the mall. I can't go to the gas station because if we happen to run into each other, she jumping out in front of all these folks. These people shaking their head, talking about that I'm stalking her and stuff like that. Ain't nobody got time to stalk me. So that's what happened at Walmart. So the cops was like, well, one of them, he said he got a call for a burglary, so he had to go. Whatever. Okay, cool. So then they went and talked to her. I gave them my ID. They came back, they talked to me. They said, was anyone harmed? Was anyone hit? Was anyone touched? I said, no. And they said, at that point, they can't do anything because nobody was hurt. But if you want to follow up with the magistrate, you can. And I said, okay. Got in my vehicle, left. Now, let's talk. Any questions about that before I move on to this Jamel situation? Because I'm about to dead all this.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, babe.
She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that. Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that. You put switches up on your blinkies, how you did that. Your LV back turned to a legend, how you did that. I seen that turn to a Louis, how you did that.